internets.
Interwebs. I am Robert. No, there is not a princess to be rescued inside White Castle, James. And with me, as always, is...
Scott, no, I'm not a robot. I just naturally look this way. Car.
Yeah. So, today, I am excited. I am beyond excited.
At least one of us are.
Right. You need to tell me the answer to one very, very important question. Out of all 1,742 Marvel movies, what is your favorite, and why exactly is it Howard the Duck?
Howard the Duck.
I think that's a question for you, because it's definitely not Howard the Duck for anyone other than you. It's only you.
Okay.
So, for those who haven't figured it out, we're talking about Howard the Duck today, unfortunately.
The greatest Marvel film of all time.
Oy.
People don't realize is that when we were going to do these things, we make sure that the movie is fresh in our minds. Well, the only way a movie such as this could be fresh in my mind, I had to watch it again.
And it was glorious. The 4 days leading up to our watch time, I enjoyed every text with the picture of a cute little duck. It was wonderful.
Wonderful is not the word.
So anyway, let us discuss the greatest Marvel film of all time, Howard the Duck, and why it is so great.
I already had to rewatch the thing, so we might as well talk about it.
Exactly. First of all, let's get the 300-pound screaming pink elephant out of the room.
Yes, please, because that's with our audio.
It's true. And this is where the show gets PG-13, so if you're under 13, get the hell out of here. Go watch a Minecraft something. Okay, everybody that stayed and isn't watching Minecraft, duck kiss.
Which, by the way, we were commenting about the movie ahead of time, and it was talking about the things that I remembered. And I, of course, had to mention duck tits. And Robert was like, "Oh yeah, everyone talks about the duck tits, but they're only on screen for like a second. I don't know why everyone makes a big deal about it. They're only on there for a second." And we rewatched the movie. Oh, that was a lot longer than a second.
3 seconds, but
more like 7 to 10. But still.
But he's flying through walls.
And they keep cutting back to her.
Well, they were good set of duck tits. What do you
want?
No,
they weren't.
My point, and the reason I wanted to bring up duck tits in the beginning, is because that is where this movie starts its greatness. Everybody brings this up for it's horrible. The whole point is Howard is an average duck. He's nothing special. He's not Thor. There is no Iron Suit, although I would pay to see Howard in the Iron Man suit. Howard is an average, everyday duck. He likes beer, he likes boobs, he works, so duck tits make perfect sense. The beginning of the film, of course, does discuss Howard going through his end-of-the-night routine, which involves nudie magazine beer and complaining about his job.
Like any other regular person.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get the fact that he's a normal person. I don't get the fact why they felt the need to put in a naked duck in the bathtub in his scene of him being being in the chair and being forced into another dimension. That wasn't needed. That really wasn't needed. I mean, if they really wanted to have duck tits in there so badly, they could have just had it that when he's looking at the nudie magazine.
Who'd they interview this month?
So, of course, Howard is, as he said, transported through a dimensional rift in time caused by a bunch of nerds playing with buttons, because we all know nerds should never play with buttons.
Well, more of the nerds playing with lasers, but still, same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
And Howard finds himself in...
The 80s. The 80s. He finds himself in the 80s.
He finds himself in the 80s. Yeah.
I'm sorry, the movie is very 80s. I'm glad it doesn't actually ever say present day.
No.
I'm glad, because I hate it when they do that, when it's so obviously very specific to that period. No, this was definitely done in the 80s. He's in the 80s.
And ironically enough, I don't think it will work in any other time.
No. Well, I don't know. If they try to do a current day Howard the Duck movie, There's different things they could do because they already introduced him in the Guardian of the Galaxy film, so they already had him there, and he's similar, in style.
Hashtag not my Howard the Duck.
You would say that. I don't know. I like Seth Green's Howard the Duck, if you want to go with that. I think there's nothing wrong with that. So, no, I would be curious to see what they would do with a current-day Howard the Duck movie. I don't think anybody wants that, but...
I want it.
I mean, anyone who counts wants that, but it would be curious. It would be curious to see what they would do. All right, now that the spoiler warning has been slammed onto your screen, let's continue.
I'm looking for the spoiler warning. All I see is green. Anyway,
You'll put it there later. Don't worry.
yeah, don't worry. It'll go.
It's there. You just don't see it.
Again, Howard lands in 1980s Earth, which at the time was modern day. And basically, he's a duck out of water. Huh? Huh?
I thought the duck puns in the movie were bad.
Which is a big negative. And they start almost immediately.
Yeah. In fact, I think he even has one or two in his world before he even gets here. Yeah.
The negative in this is it was very pun heavy. No pun intended.
It was punny.
It was pun-perific.
Yeah.
Problem is the puns weren't funny at all.
They're all duck puns.
Every single one of them was George Lucas humor. It was beyond obvious.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
Really, George? Really? Thank you for that glorious exposition of sand and where it gets. And Howard the Duck's no different.
Yeah, he is a master of quack foo. Okay.
The soundtrack to this, I'm sorry, as an 80s kid.
Okay, yeah, I'm also into 80s music. The music wasn't bad for the 80s. Well, not for the 80s. I mean, just it wasn't bad. The music in the movie wasn't bad. I was okay with the music. I didn't have any problem with it. I like 80s music. Obviously, if you don't like 80s music, you're not going to care for it. But if you like 80s music, it wasn't bad. I was fine with it.
There's a prominently displayed keytar in the first music scene, so that tells you everything you need to know. Great soundtrack, all in all, throughout this film. Yeah. Definitely a positive. I think the whole cast, with the exception of Tim Robbins, was great.
And I feel so bad for Tim Robbins because he is a great actor. I think Tim Robbins is a great actor. I have nothing against him, but he has nothing to do in this movie that isn't stupid. He's given every most ridiculous lines to pull off in this film. You are giving the guy a break. I just think he did a horrible job in this movie. I had nothing to do with the character. The character played by the right person would have been hilarious. I disagree totally. I really feel that there is no one who could have made that funny. Those lines he's given, the fact that he tries to talk to him like Donald Duck, he thinks
that was not really that funny.
No,
actually,
that wasn't funny at all.
Guy was just so stiff, and nothing against his acting ability. I completely agree. His later career, phenomenal acting.
Yeah.
This film, I just think he missed it. But then again, it could have been the direction.
Who knows?
You don't know.
Yeah, there's no way to know. But so plot-wise, he doesn't know what to do, and him and Beverly have a falling out, so he decides to go and get a job. How exactly this works, I don't get. That people just keep assuming he's a guy in a costume, because they don't think he's real. They don't think he's an actual duck. They think he's a guy in a costume. So, despite the fact that he's some loon in a costume, they still get him a job, which I'd like to know how they did without a social security number.
I'm famous for finding jobs for little slackers like you.
Yeah, that's their explanation, that it doesn't matter, that he has absolutely no identification at all whatsoever, no driver's license, no social security number, nothing, and they think he's wearing a duck suit and will not take it off for whatever reason. They still find him a job, a horrible, horrible job, but they find him one nonetheless.
Yeah, basically he's cleaning up in a whorehouse.
A spa, but yeah.
Yeah, spa.
He ends up quitting his job. Then he goes back to the bar because he knows nobody. So in fact, I think he finds the bar on accident. Like, he doesn't even go there on purpose.
Yes,
he finds it by accident and then remembers, oh yeah, that's right, she sings there. So he goes there to see Beverly, only to find her horrible manager
Ripping them off like every 80s band manager.
Yeah, and he once again has to break out the quack foo.
It's like wiping your ass with silk. I love it.
Which comes to the second negative of this film. It's also the second positive of this film. The plot.
Oh,
The plot within a plot, within a plot, within a bunch of unnecessary plot strings. That hurt. If any reason people have a complaint against this movie, it's not that it's not funny. There's some parts that hit dead.
What's a pizza?
It's a circular Italian food object.
Oh yeah, so we were doing experiments and something fell to Earth. We think that might be you. So yeah, we're gonna see if we can't throw you back out into space.
Which is
somehow.
Which is the true plot of the film.
Yeah.
The plot shouldn't have been a romantic build-up between Ducky and Beverly.
Well, sex appeal. Some guys got it, and some guys don't.
Oh my God.
And you make it to be a lot bigger than it was. I think she was still screwing with him in the bedroom scene. That was not meant to be sexy. That was her. All right, big shot, you're so horny, let's screw.
Okay. Let's go for it, Mr. Macho.
And that is creepy.
The plot, much like the fact that he's their manager, much like the fact that he was trying to get a job. These are all plots that the movie did not need.
And this was completely George Lucas.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
mean, he still to this day really enjoys this movie. And honestly, I have nothing against that fact. I mean, I think that the fact that he's proud of this film, he's got a lot to be proud of in the film. I just don't care for it.
Which is where we're at now.
Yeah.
So, the main plot, as we discovered,
We were initiating our first full-scale test of the laser spectroscope.
And now they're going to try to find a way to recalibrate it to go and send them back.
Well, we hadn't considered reversing the process. I don't think it's feasible.
Me either.
Now, wait a minute. If we could generate a strong enough hypercharge...
You can't do that.
But while testing it to see if they could do this, they accidentally open up another portal and they let out something evil.
This does not bode well.
plot-wise, you're trying to tell me that beyond the planets,
Yeah, here we go.
way out behind even Howard's home planet, there is a dimension of demons.
Yeah.
And somehow you threw out your fishing line to catch Howard's planet, missed, and landed the catfish.
Yeah, the evil overlords, I
Yes,
think? Yeah.
yes. Evil overlord, give me that gold key.
Yeah,
Yes,
evil overlord.
That voice that
Yeah.
you heard for an hour and a half in that film.
You are about to witness the end of the old world and the birth of the new.
Yeah.
So, and somehow the laser penetrated it, and by doing so, it freed him from his prison. But there's more out there, so he is now going to go back to the place, and he is going to open up the portal and bring them back in. However, to do so, he needs apparently a human host.
Right.
They need
And
to
of course,
grow inside somebody.
Beverly happens to be a human.
I have developed a greater appreciation for the female version of the human anatomy.
Yeah. Not only that, but so obviously the first thing he does as soon as he, comes to be fully immersed in the scientist, go to a restaurant, have some food.
Well, what else does one do?
Actually, he doesn't even need food.
I no longer need human food.
But then later on, he gets upset when she takes away his eggs.
Which, yeah. Which,
Really?
of course, Howard had to make a big deal out of first. Duck eggs makes no sense. Chicken eggs makes absolute sense. But the fact that they made such a big deal is they gave Howard eggs and Howard flipped out.
Yeah.
That, to me, that was one of those jokes that was, oh, God damn it, Lucas.
Yeah, he flipped out because they gave him eggs. They ordered the special, not knowing what the special is, of course, just to go and get rid of the waitress. And, of course, the special just happens to be eggs. So he flips out, seeing eggs on his plate.
The following public service announcement is being brought to you by Mel Brooks and the Spaceballs Academy for Better Insanity. If you are ever at a truck stop anywhere and they have anything called the special, do not order it. Sorry, I just had to get out there.
Yeah. I don't know. The special had a pretty good singing voice in that one.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
He goes all demon, kicks a bunch of ass with some really freaking cool special effects.
Especially the special effects for the time that it came out were really well done.
Phenomenally done.
Industrial Light and Magic, of course, did them big, so it's no surprise that they were really well done. So I think the special effects were fine. I had no problem with it. I was actually surprised at just how much emotion they were able to get out of the Howard face that they put on him.
Right.
I thought that was fine. I know other people, I think, have complained about it, but I mean, it was the 80s. I mean, when it came out, I'm surprised they were able to pull off what they were.
The blue lightning I thought was cool. The explosions were all practical.
But the crazy thing is, you're almost skipping a part here because after Howard the Duck freaks out, that actually gets the other people angry at him for absolutely no reason whatsoever, and they decide to go after Howard. I guess partly because I don't know if they think he's wearing a costume or what, but they decide to go after Howard. So Howard then decides to fight with pies. Apparently, I get the impression they were not allowed to throw any pies. Why do I get this impression? Because he simply holds the pies and they run into him.
This one's for you, cracker!
Several times.
It's more of he was using. See, you don't understand basic fighting techniques of the uncommon mallard. Don't make me smile, damn you! I'm trying to explain this away.
Please. Please explain away.
The uncommon mallard does not fight in a reaction-action sort of way. The uncommon mallard simply takes your force that you are bringing to him and deflects it with the nearest object. In this case, that was a pie. And that explains that whole scene.
Sounds like something from Batman. Okay.
I said it, and I think it's bullshit.
Thank you. So they had the whole pie section, and then after that, they capture him, and then they decide they're going to cook him.
They're seasoning me!
You think this is a guy in a costume, but now you're going to saute him and serve him with butter?
Yeah. So yeah, then the evil Dark Lord basically rescues Howard.
Only because he has the MacGuffin, which is some kind of key card that turns on the
turns on the laser.
system.
Yeah. Well,
bring me the gold key, Howard.
They end up rescuing Howard, only for him to then basically almost kill Howard because he's trying to get the key. He gets the key, and then he leaves him there and captures Beverly and takes her to the thing. Now, oddly enough, if he had made a beeline for the place, he probably would have succeeded. But no, he couldn't do this. Why? Because he needs power. Because even though he doesn't eat food, he apparently does need sustenance.
Ooh! Tentacle porn! As a child, this scene gave me nightmares.
Yeah.
But it's very intimidating. It's a claw, it comes out and in the layer.
Once he gets enough juice from the lighter,
Power.
the goofy scientists decide that they're going to basically chase after them. Basically, well, not chase after them. They're going to go straight to the laser. However, they have two options. They can either A, rob a car, or like a police car, because hey, there's police cars. B, they can build an airplane.
Jeez, it looks like an airplane.
Well, it will be. We can put it together in no time.
One of those scenes as the movie could. This is one of the reasons I believe audience make that sound when somebody mentions Howard the Duck. Big climax. Howard basically goes Terminator on the big demon. I believe he comes back for a second jump scare and happy ending.
Oh God!
Obviously, he's with the majority. I'm in the minority on this. I thought it was a great film. Howard the Duck is not going to ever be on anybody's top 5. But it's a good movie. I disagree. It's a good movie. It should be watched. It's not great. It's not going to change your life. But hey, you get duck boobs and a pretty cool guitar solo at the end.
And on the opposite end, I say you should never watch this movie unless you have a whole bunch of friends over and you want to make fun of it. Then you might have some enjoyment out of it by just pointing out all the things, or make a drinking game out of it. Every time you hear a duck pun, you drink. Except then you'd be knocked unconscious within half an hour.
Thank you very much for the watches and the listens and everything else. It's
and please
kind of awesome.
Share this with people.
Oh, yes.
Because the only way that we get more people to watch this is if people find out about it. And the only way people are going to find out about it is if you tell them. So if you enjoy this, please let other people know.
Because YouTube algorithm hates us.
Well, it hates everybody equally, just to be fair.
That's true.
YouTube algorithm doesn't like anybody.
Unless you do Minecraft videos.
Maybe if you do Minecraft videos.
Yeah.
Maybe. But otherwise, it hates everybody. I think it just likes Minecraft. I think the algorithm plays Minecraft when people aren't watching.
That's true.
So,
and horrible music. I mean, it promotes that pretty good too.
Well, yeah.
So,
so that's that. And then our next one we've already are planning is going to be a much better film, one that goes after my own namesake. You remember it. We've already discussed this. You forgot. So yeah, the next movie that we're going to be talking about is a film based off of my first name, Scott. And
oh God!
It's a movie that I'm in lesbians with. For anyone who's watched the film, he will know what I mean, and I can't wait to talk about it. Until next time.
Help!
Expression.